Hello. So I've actually never done one of these before where I just sit and talk to the camera, but I've had a few thoughts recently that I wanted to share. And just before I start, I just want to let everyone know that I haven't created this video to take a dig at anyone or necessarily call anyone out indirectly. I've just wanted to create this to help people that don't have kids be there for their friends and family that do have kids, because I've been in that position where I had friends who had kids before me, like way before me, and I wasn't there for them, not necessarily because I was selfish or I didn't want to be there. I just didn't know that I was needed in a different way at the time. And it's when I had kids I realized, oh shit, I actually didn't show up for that person the way they might have needed me to. And I was able to go back and message those friends who are still my really close friend, just one friend, and apologize to her in any shape or form if I wasn't there for her as she needed me to be. So, that being said, let's get to it. So what triggered me to make this video was recently we were invited to an event that both my husband and I were unable to go to because we were unable to find a nanny or a babysitter in that specific state. And someone who doesn't have kids said to us that kids don't really change your life. And when I heard that, I just kind of paused because I didn't know where to begin, and we weren't exactly comfortable leaving our kids back at home with a babysitter. And I feel like that's quite a big deal with parents, especially for us. We have young kids and I'm a stay-at-home mum. My husband didn't want to go without me either because he felt like I don't really get much of a break as it is, and that if he went, it would be unfair, even though I did tell him, hey, look, you have been through a lot recently, just go ahead, just go, let your hair down, enjoy. It's just a weekend. I'm not gonna lie, obviously a part of me would have been a little bit jealous if he did go, because I mean, like he said, I do also need a break as well. However, it's okay. But even though I said that, he still decided not to go, and he just didn't feel right. And let me just say, being a stay-at-home mum is genuinely one of the hardest, most relentless things that I have done. You're constantly on, there are no breaks, no weekends, no shifts. You're planning meals, you're cleaning up the same mess 10 times, catching crumbs midair, and hearing mum 100 times before breakfast, not to mention playing with your kids, catch, tag, reading, pulling them up and down the hallway on a blanket. Yes, that's something that I do. But not only that, but some people forget that it also depends on your child. Some toddlers are naturally calm and naturally easy. Not one situation is set in stone. However, others, like mine, are incredibly daring, incredibly courageous, and inquisitive, and those are beautiful qualities, and I'm glad that my kids have those qualities. It does, however, make it that little bit more difficult because it requires constant supervision, redirection, and emotional regulation, and not just for them but for me too. So like I said, not every child is the same, and not every parent's journey can be compared. So when someone who hasn't experienced it tells you how you should be feeling or how you should be handling situations, it can honestly feel a little bit belittling and pretty invalidating. But that being said, it does get easier. As the kids grow, things shift, they nap less, they also become more independent, they start to eat the same foods that you're eating, so you don't have to necessarily make something different. They start to sleep through the night a lot better, hopefully. And slowly your world starts to open up again. But all of that takes patience. The load is still there, it just changes shape. And you begin to breathe again, even if it's just a little at a time. But what doesn't help though is the outside noise. And it's not just the exhaustion of parenting that wears you down, it's the outside noise, it's the judgment, it's the comments, it's the assumptions from people who've never really walked in your shoes. So if you're watching this and you don't have kids, but you do want to support the parents around you, just start with something simple. Just ask whoever that is in your life, hey, what can I do to make things a little bit easier for you? It might not be much. That little bit of thoughtfulness can go a long way because you're asking them what they need. And as a parent, I can tell you now, that means so much. And to the moms out there that are feeling a little bit overwhelmed, unseen, or genuinely just emotionally done, here are a few things that have helped me. So number 1, turn off the outside noise. People who haven't lived it won't understand, and that's okay. Like I said, I was that person at one time in my life, at one point in my life, and their opinions don't need to live in your head. Number 2, give yourself permission to rest. Even if it's just 5 minutes locked away in the bathroom by yourself, you deserve it. Number 3, ask for help and don't feel guilty. And I know that's easier said than done, because truly I have such a difficult time asking, and I know other mums out there, other friend mums out there who I have had a similar conversation with, or the same conversation with, have said the exact same. But you have to help yourself. If you want to be a better parent and you want to be more present, or you just want to just let go of this overwhelming sense of everything, ask for help, guilt-free, because you were never meant to do this alone. Number 4, communicate with your partner. And I know that can be a little bit difficult too, depending on the personalities, your personality, his personality, their personality, whatever it is. But even if you're fine, just open up about the weight that you're carrying, and that has helped so much. Because often I feel like it's easy to feel like the other side isn't doing as much as you because you're not physically seeing what they're doing. For example, my husband goes to work, he does his work stuff, he comes home, and maybe he sees me just sitting by the table feeding my daughter. Maybe he sees me washing the dishes whilst the kids are watching TV. I don't know, whatever it might be. To them, it might look like that's what I've done all day. However, it's not, and it's okay to talk about everything that you've done, even though it might seem mundane to you. It's not. It all accumulates to so much throughout the day in just so many ways, mentally, physically, emotionally, like everything. So yes, communicate with your partner. Number 5, remind yourself, and this is so important, remind yourself that you are doing more than enough. Again, like I said, the outside noise can sometimes become really overwhelming. Remind yourself every day that you are doing enough, because this job, being a stay-at-home mom, is relentless. Let me tell you. Okay. And I think I've said this throughout the video multiple times, but it's exhausting. This piece of hair, oh my God. And then again, having people tell you that you're not doing enough. You already have so much guilt that you end up believing it. You're like, you know what, maybe I'm not doing enough, because all I'm doing is 3,000 loads of laundry a day. All I'm doing is mopping the floor after my child has spilled water 60 times a day. All I'm doing really is washing the dishes, cooking food, playing with my child, reading to them. And the list just goes on. But then you feel like, oh shit, well, what that person is saying is true. I'm clearly not doing enough. I can do more. And like I said again at the start of this video, I'm not making this video to take jabs or throw shade at anyone whatsoever. I'm just sharing because I know that so many moms, especially stay-at-home moms, feel the pressure, feel misunderstood, and for the most part are just trying to keep it together. And if that's you, please know that you're not alone, that you are seen, and that you truly are doing an incredible job, even if no one sees it, and even if no one gets it. I do. But yeah, thanks for listening to my thoughts, and I hope they helped even just that one person a little bit, whether you're a parent or not a parent wishing to help a parent. I hope that we can all collectively just do better, be kinder, be more compassionate, and help those around us that really need it. Thanks for listening. I'm doing the awkward thing again where I'm ending a video and I just start to do really awkward goodbyes. Like, comment, subscribe. Looking up, let's seriously do that again. Like, comment, subscribe.